Good morning, Chris and Catherine. Well, I can tell you first off that this all happened in the house that's right behind me. The one thing that I found interesting when I got here, this police tape stretches from that house. It goes all the way down the street towards the next intersection. It seems like this neighborhood was in the direct path of this storm. You can see this backyard just filled with trees on the ground, debris scattered all throughout the yard. If you come down this way, dozens of trees just like this you're going to find uprooted from the ground because of those strong winds last night. Over this way, this baseball field torn to shreds. The big issue this morning is the fog. Come over this way. You can see that here at our field light. We've kind of set it up in such a way just so you can see how thick the fog is this morning. We are getting a better look at all this damage. I'm standing inside what used to be, it looks like a garage. Many family photos here on the ground. You can see bikes. You can see a bunch of boxes, a bunch of storage that this family had inside this garage. And it is amazing to look at all this damage and to know that nobody was seriously injured. In fact, if you take a look up, despite all the lights that you see on right now, this place is closed. It is locked up. If you come over this way with me, you can see on the front door that there are actually chains wrapped around the handles to that front entrance. Good morning to you. This is the ATM where David Muscarella was shot and killed. You can see behind me where police were dusting this ATM, trying to find a fingerprint, trying to ID a suspect. Now that suspect's still on the run this morning. Now this all happened in broad daylight. Muscarella just doing his job. So think about this for a moment. How often do you go to the ATM machine? Do you think about your safety when you're going to an ATM? Of course, they're very convenient, but they can also be dangerous depending on where you are. After you get your cash, wait until you get back into your car to count it. And experts say might as well just do the whole transaction in the car to begin with. So if you can help not going to a walk-up ATM and you can go through one of the drive-through ones, go ahead and do that option because you're able to lock your doors. You can roll up your window if you have to. And if you are confronted by someone, a thief, trying to get your money, trying to rob you, just go ahead and do what they say. Comply with them, do what they say. No quick draw from an ATM is worth your life. Reporting live, Zac Pitts, 9 on your side. We spent the whole afternoon driving all throughout Warsaw, and I got to tell you, there are some spots where it does look pretty rough because of that storm damage, but one of the hardest hit areas is right behind me, that marina.
We came out of it in good shape.
People recall the moments leading up to the storm that trapped their boat.
I heard this big wind, and when I started to hear metal move above me, I decided I better get out and see what's going on.
It was a race to get the boat out of this mangled mess in fear of another round of storms rolling in. This one was lucky, only a few scratches. At least a dozen boats were damaged. Take a look at this one. It's on its side, partially underwater. Residents telling us the winds were like nothing they've ever experienced.
And it rained crossways for 2 hours. It blowed in the back door to my house, and it's never done that before. I mean, it was bad.
We head back into town. The damage is widespread. It seems like this neighborhood was in the direct path of this storm. You can see this backyard just filled with trees on the ground, debris scattered all throughout the yard. If you come down this way, dozens of trees just like this you're going to find uprooted from the ground because of those strong winds last night. Over this way, this baseball field torn to shreds. Bleachers shaped into twisted metal, while the home run fence lays flattened.
We was always afraid something like this was going to happen.
Back to that neighborhood behind the baseball fild, we meet Roger King and his family.
Last night, my wife was standing here at this door talking to one of our other neighbors, and the winds were gusting, like I said, 20 or 30 mile an hour, and then all of a sudden it was like it went from 20, 30 to 100 mile an hour.
Roger's windows are blown out, holes in his roof. He and his family forced to leave their home.
We had to shut the main breaker off last night because like when it was raining, water was running through the outlets and stuff in the house.
Roger's neighbor's home, as you can see, also destroyed. Many in this community are just thankful no one was hurt.
Well, I'm just thankful that, you know, my kids is all right, my wife's all right. That's the most important thing.
And we've seen city crews driving around, starting the first stages of the cleanup process. I'm guessing it's going to take a couple days. By the way, Roger King, that gentleman you just heard from, he and his family, they are staying with family this afternoon. The Red Cross will be helping them. Reporting live in Warsaw, Zac Pitts, 9 on your side.
He was just an amazing kid all around. I mean, he was happy. He had a great sense of humor.
It was the story of a dying boy that touched the hearts of people across the country. It was the Port Clinton community that inspired us, transforming a park into a holiday wonderland for what would be Devin Coleman's last Christmas.
I think it couldn't have been done any better way. as far as the whole community pulling together and dropping everything right at the drop of a dime, you know, and made it happen that fast.
Today, Devin is put to rest.
Today is going to be probably the hardest. Just saying, you know, not goodbye, but for now, you know, until then, we'll see him again.
I wish the family all the best right now, because this is the tough time, because they've had him the past 2 years since the sickness for 13 years, and then the last 2 weeks, it's tough.
Over 800 people packed inside this Port Clinton church to pay their respects, some of whom never even knew Devin.
Devin is famous for bringing, you know, not only Port Clinton, but the world with all the support we've got.
It's the same support that prompted the community to bring Christmas 2 months early, even bringing in snow to make his final wish come true.
He made it snow for us, you know, after we made it snow for him.
As one of the students stated in there, this has probably been the best Christmas for everybody, and I couldn't agree more.
In Port Clinton, Zac Pitts, 13 ABC, Action News. Tanya, good afternoon to you. This is a really odd situation here. Now, this house behind me is where police say this stabbing happened. Neighbors we've talked to say they're shocked. They also tell us the people living here just recently moved in.
It was a month. If they've been living here a month, because they know.
Neighbors are just as puzzled as police about what may have happened here in this North College Hill neighborhood. Police arrived here at the intersection of Catawba and Betts around 4 o'clock this morning after an assault call.
When we arrived on the scene, we found a naked man covered in blood and a partially clothed woman laying on the ground also covered in blood.
Police say both had been stabbed. They were rushed to the hospital. Police followed a trail of blood back to a house on Cordova and started collecting evidence. Now here's where things get a little interesting. Police aren't entirely clear on the relationship this man and this woman have or what ultimately led up to that stabbing. But one thing they're pretty clear on is that nobody else was involved. Regardless of what may have actually happened, neighbors living nearby say they're shocked something like this could happen on their block.
Good neighborhood. Good neighborhood. Yes. Quiet street.
On the other hand, this woman who asked us not to show her face says she's had enough.
Getting ready to move soon, so I mean, it's bad everywhere you go. It's pretty much bad everywhere you go, but I just didn't think it would happen around here.
Now, at last check, police weren't sure of the man and the woman's condition at the hospital. They're hoping after talking to some neighbors around here, they'll get some answers as to what actually happened. Of course, we're going to continue to follow this story and bring you the very latest on what did actually happen, both on air and online at WCPO.com. Reporting live from North College Hill, Zac Pitts, 9 on your side.